I get a lot of requests for my combo head mallet, so I'm just going to show you my process here in this video. So the first thing that you saw me doing was planing down two sides of the blank, and really all I'm doing there is just eliminating a step later in the process, so I don't have to sand or anything. But after I get that done, I can put it on the lathe and start turning it down, just basically getting rid of the corners. Now you can skip this step and take it to the bandsaw or even the table saw to get rid of the corners. So this is really just personal preference. I just like to just put it on the lathe and just turn the whole thing. But just to kind of give some background where this mallet came from, if some of you aren't familiar, when I first started turning, I was messing around with, I think it was a piece of cherry, but I put it on the lathe. I just kind of had a random blank that I was turning, and I got to a certain point where I ended up with a shape, and I turned a handle, and it became a mallet. And so I stopped because I liked the way it looked, and it ended up being round on two sides and flat on two sides of the head of the mallet, which was pretty cool. So I kept that design and kept turning the same design and worked out the dimensions of the blank and that kind of thing to make it work. So now I turn them, and I just basically have claimed the look and the design and the name combo head mallet as my own. Really, because I've searched for this look and can't really find anything. But now that I've turned a lot of these, if you Google combo head mallet, Stone & Sons is going to be the first search result, and the first 5 if you're just searching for web articles and that kind of thing. But if you search for images, it's like the first 20 come up for my combo head mallet, which it's kind of cool. So once I get all of the corners turned down and just kind of get it roughed out, I can start shaping this thing how I want. And so I can kind of decide how big I want the head of the mallet, or how long I want my handle. Do I want a rise in the handle? Do I want a flat handle? Do I want one that has no arch at all? I mean, just really personal preference. I'm showing you here how I like my mallets to look and feel in my hand, but really it's up to the user. And so I'm just going to show you a few things here. As you can see, I'm turning the handle there, and down in the lower, the smaller picture, I just got through turning what I call a finger grip, and now I'm starting on that in the larger window there. And what this finger grip is, it allows you to just hold on to the mallet in a way to where you can control it better. And I'll get into that here in just a little bit at the end of the video. But after you get the overall shape, or kind of the look that you're going for, then you can start kind of refining the shape of the head of the mallet and the handle, and start putting some designs in it and making it a little bit custom. And that's what I'm doing here. I've got my point tool. I'm just adding in some little grooves on the handle and up around the head of the mallet. I like to make the whole mallet look like the handle is sticking through the head of the mallet. So the part right up under the head of the mallet actually looks like it's coming out through the top of the head of the mallet. And so it's just a design feature. It's just personal preference again. So at this point, I can just remove the whole mallet and finish cutting off the ends with a saw. And I can clean these ends up with a plane, or just sand them down to kind of give it a clean and finished look on the ends. So here I'm going to show you about the finger grip. I can lay my middle finger into that groove in this finger grip and grip the head of the mallet on the flat sides with my thumb and pointer finger, which gives me access to the round part of the mallet, like a carver's mallet. And that gives me a lot of control, like if I was working with a chisel or something. Really useful. But I could also grip the mallet handle just with my whole hand, using the finger grip again, like a joiner's mallet, if I wanted to use the flat side. The flat side also helps it from rolling off the work surface, which is kind of cool. So, but if you're interested in this, I've got a website article that you can check out, and in that article there's a link there for the template. I also go into detail about the dimensions of the blank to start out with, and also the dimensions for the finished mallet. So if you would check that out, I would really appreciate it, and thank you for watching.